I bought this beautiful 2008 Polaris Ranger 500 for 450 bucks. The seller said that they believe it had something to do with the ignition. They had been messing with the ignition. Something's going on down here. And I know what you're thinking. Man, that thing sure does look like it probably is stolen with all that spray paint. Nope, I ran the VIN. I actually asked the seller before I went, especially since when I pulled up to get this, it was like 8:30 at night. And I was a little sketched out. I was a little bit worried they were gonna be Mexicans, but the guy bought this for his son. And his son was a teenager. And black spray paint, rhino liner. Honestly, I'm not sure. It's got a texture to it, but like it's not, I don't know whether that's lined or if it is spray paint. I don't know. But teenagers do stuff like that. Now I did turn the motor over last night, so I know it's not locked up. And aside from this, and she does have a bit of hours on her, it's actually pretty clean down here. Custom stereo in the center. I wonder if that works. We're almost to the point where a double DIN CD player is probably outdated. The oil doesn't look too terrible. This unit doesn't look like one that has been abused. That right there probably made it not run so great. We still got an OEM carb on here, which is great news. Other than the fact it looks terrible, that's great news. The Chinese carbs never, ever, ever run right on this. I have one of those top caps. I've got some Chinese carbs for parts. We'll make it work. So let's see if we can get her to start today. All right, I've got my jump box hooked up. I have the ignition poked out up here. So let's see what happens. I can tell you straight up, we're not getting our fuel pump at all. We're not getting power to anything. Wonder if he might have been onto something with this ignition being bad. So I'm gonna try another one. I have a couple of these on hand. Polaris only uses one type of ignition. So let's try it. Okay, I just jumped the starter relay to verify that we have powered everything. So we do have power. Let's see. Ignition is our problem. We got no power to anything up here. CD player don't work. I don't even know if I still own CDs. I mean, like I'm old enough for CDs, but. All right, so we've got something going on down here getting us absolutely no power unless it's this thing here, which it's possible giving us no power to anything. I don't know what's going on here, but this goes to our radio. You know what I didn't see was speakers. I didn't see speakers anywhere. Okay, so that is our power to the radio. Negative power. Why would you do it like that? Whatever. That's hooked up right there. Okay, we got a problem. Now here's one big issue. So the way Polaris did these, oh sweet, we do have the light bulb harness, not light bulb harness, headlight harness. I was starting to worry that we didn't have that. These right here go to our two headlights. Now I have one of them, and a friend of mine, he has another one. Now we've got, man, I could have swore there was more wires coming for that, but whatever. This box right here is a Sure Power. Let me see if you can see that. Right here. This here is the Sure Power. Now this looks like a big rectifier or whatever. Everything passes through that on these. Now these wasn't made for very long. I know for sure 07 and 08. It might have been 06, 07, 08. Maybe starting at 05. Actually, I think it is starting at 05. I'm pretty sure it starts in 05. But 09 don't have these no more. Poor design, it's the rectifier. It's like power distribution to everything. So you lose one thing, you lose the entire unit. Absolutely ridiculous. And more than likely, the fact that we've got zero power to anything, that's probably exactly what it is. All right, so I thought, all right, let's take and start doing some voltage testing. Make sure we got 12 volts here. And I checked, we got 12 volts. Everywhere there's supposed to be 12 volts here. Ground's all good. And then I was coming over here to this, and don't get me wrong, I haven't looked at the schematics to see what they were, what they're supposed to be. But I can't get 12 volts to anything on this. See, we're getting 7 on this brown wire that is a little bit chewed up right there. Right there, right? And then if you look at this side, there's something going on in there too. I'm gonna probably have to go look at the manual. He said there was something going on with the ignition. And these are known for failing at that point. And we're getting 7 volts. It's odd. And none of the other ones are getting anything. Now this does look like it's been messed with. It's in there too, it's in there good. This one, specifically, part of the other stuff it doesn't do very good. What the hell is that? What do you think that is? I probably still way zoomed in. I am. I don't know what that is. But it was jammed in there with that wire. And it still has a good connection there. Now, I could be wrong, but we probably should have 12 volts right here. And we've got 12 volts to absolutely nothing. We've got 7 volts to that one wire. We'll go read through the manual and we're gonna see what should we have it, because I really don't wanna have to buy the PDM. There's no fuses. That was probably zoomed way in on my face. But with this PDM, all the fuses are built into this. So like everything's in there. There's no change of fuse out. It's stupid design, stupid design. That's why, and I did look. Turns out that was from 05 to 09. You'll find that on the Sportsman's. You'll find it on some of the other models too. Sportsman's, Rangers. I don't know if you have it on snowmobiles, but they don't have it on jet skis. All right, so if I am correct, we have a bad PDM. Now, it said, according to the manual, that this here, this is our red and white, is our main power wire running to our ignition switch. And I have the meter set to whatever it's called. I call it the beep feature. It's called something else. Don't ever use me for technical terms. But see that right there? That means we've got a good connection coming from this harness piece over to that. I don't know where this other brown wire goes. Let's see if that's it right there. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna try it. Come on. Yep. So we got a good connection there too. So our issue is not actually gonna be in that switch. But when I unplug this, you're able to see our little pins back there. And so, let me use my special poker. That one right there should have our 12 volts coming out. I know we've got 12 volts coming in on this harness right here, coming from the battery. So that, I guess that means that's our only option that could be bad. We're not getting power to anything, so that is not allowing us to get power to our key switch. Key switch tells the whole unit to turn on, and that is our problem. Now, I guess it's time to try to track one of these down that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, because they're a little pricey on eBay, and this thing's a little bit ragged. I do not want to dump a ton of money into it. I was really hoping this would be an easy fix. I just spent a couple $100, be done with it. So I don't want to spend $500 on this stupid PDM, and we still don't know if it has other issues. So we'll see. All right, so we got some parts in, starting with, this is the main thing we needed. This is our Sure Power unit, and this thing's so ugly, the worse. The more I look at it, like the worse it gets. But it's fine, it's fine. We're gonna make her run today. Hopefully. And some more parts are in the bed. I bought this from a buddy of mine, 10 bucks. This is from a Sportsman. I actually have another one out there. some sway bar bushings, and some control arm bushings. But as I realized this, I only ordered rears. I didn't order any fronts, and the fronts were the main ones we needed. Battery, if this one's not any good, technically I didn't buy this for it, but we'll see if we end up needing it. I bought this for one of these other units. And we got some seat covers and a shop full of Hondas. What's up, Chase? What's up, buddy? All them Hondas right there, look at that. Got parts coming for that one, video coming for that one pretty soon. That one too, still waiting on a few parts for that. These two right here, I actually got those for free. So y'all stay tuned for that video. And she's a donor back there. But check this right here out. Arctic Cat. I know a lot of y'all in the videos always asking why I don't have no Arctic Cats. There won't be a video on this one though. I picked this thing up. I went to buy that set of tires right there. He had those for 80 bucks. So I drove over there to get it. He pulled those off his Ranger, and they had just moved to a residential-ish type neighborhood and could not really ride around like they used to. And he's like, I don't hunt anymore, none of that, blah, blah, blah. He's like, hey, you interested in buying this Arctic Cat? He was wanting $800 for it, clean title and everything. I offered him 4 because it did need some bushings, and I didn't notice it at the time, but it needs almost all the axle boots. Arctic Cats seem to always have axle boot issues. I don't know what's up with that. And it was a little taken apart, but it did end up firing up. Did need a carb job. I did have to replace some jets. That's it. There wasn't really enough to be worth a whole video. I mean, y'all want to watch a video that would be like 10 minutes long of me being like, I just swapped some bushings. But she runs good. Ended up getting it for $500. Not too bad. More than I want to pay for an Arctic Cat, but can't complain. All right, now, let's see. Let's see if we can get these off of here. Old Sure Power off. Put it on, the new one on. If I remember right, this battery's dead. Alrighty, let's try that again. Turn key off, turn power on. Okay, we've got action this time. Look at that. What the That's a blue headlight? Look at that. It's like those headlights that the dudes we are driving around with lately on their trucks. You know, they're driving down the highway. Now nobody can see, because have you seen what they're actually able to see out the front of their truck? They can't see anything with these headlights. They suck. These headlights are terrible. Somebody should call their mom and tell them how bad they suck. That was a really stupid analogy. That's all right. Let's see. Try to start her up. We got action on everything over here, and the temperature light is on. Interesting. Fuel pump's working. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Cheese and beans, rice and beans, or whatever the hell Dave Ramsey said. She runs, but real question is, why is this temp light on? I don't know, where is our sensor? Should be right down here somewhere. Disconnected. Nope. See what happens if I do this real quick. Yeah. So let's go ahead and put the battery on here and take this thing for a spin. And I'm gonna go ahead and chop all of this out of here. before this turns into an ordeal. Let's test this radio though. Check that back. Let me test this radio. See if it works. It does not. You know, it's not a waterproof radio and it's been getting rained on, so what you expect. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that out though. I'll probably leave that for now, but I'm gonna cut this wiring out. We don't know if this is something possibly shorted to take out the Sure Power. And now I got a pretty good deal on this one, but I don't have the confidence that I could do that again. Because what I paid for that was about half of what everyone else went on eBay. Okay, scratch that. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. This battery is a whole lot smaller than this. The normal Polaris batteries you can get away with, but this here is sized for one of these Hondas. That's what I bought it for. So I'm gonna have to stop and get a battery. And then we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. And all that wiring came right out because that's how they had it put in with these. That's nuts, right? So we're gonna get to swapping these bushings out real quick, and then I'll be back. Let's just go ahead and get it done. I thought I forgot to order front and rear. Turns out they're all the same, front and rear, on this specific model. Most of them, they're not. Some of the older ones, like the fronts took a long bushing, and then the rears took, I don't know. I don't have bushings to show you, so just take my word for it. So I didn't do the bushings yet. We'll come back to that. We'll do that in a minute. But I wanted to get it running and driving. I had to take off to go buy a Sportsman 600, and I say buy, it was actually free. And we'll see if that ends up being anything. He claimed it ran, but it's rough, and I've kind of vowed to not take on super rough projects that don't have any margin to begin with. So that one may not go anywhere. Anyway, I got the battery put on. I bought a lawnmower battery thinking it would fit in the tray. It does not. I'm gonna have to figure that out in a little while. For now, this will work just fine to be able to test ride it and stuff. Now these are the headlights, and I'm gonna go ahead and put these in tonight because, as you can tell through the window, it's dark outside. It's like 6 o'clock. That time of year again, guys. I was up in, where was that, Indiana or Kentucky or something? And here it's probably, I'm joking, it's probably 7. But it was like actually like 6:05 or right before 6 o'clock. And I looked down and I'm like, it's completely dark here. And I looked down at the clock and it's still early in my opinion. And so, I don't know, I tried to find a bike while I was up there. I did not have my trailer and I wasn't sitting around in any one spot long enough because I hit Monday. I drove from Oklahoma to Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois to Indiana, left Indiana and went to Kentucky and then down to Tennessee, stayed the night, came back home the next day. So I was like 800 miles on that first trip. I tried to find something. There was a couple things that popped up. It blows my mind because there was some stuff that I wanted to try to buy personally. People don't respond. And it's not just up there, it's down here too. There was a bunch of parts I was trying to buy for this 420, like specifically a front bumper. The guy still never responded, but I'm gonna put these headlights on real quick now that I'm completely distracted. Voila, we got headlights. See? Now these, it says these will not work. Now these are from, I know this one this morning was pulled off a 2011 Sportsman 500 off the top pod, the one that's up there. I don't have any, like that one right there. That one on the Polarises. So according to Polaris, only the Ranger lights fit. But these are, I know that's from an 11. I have no idea what I pulled that off of, but I know it's off a Sportsman. I've had it for a while. And you put them on and look at that. Glorious. I did have to zip tie them on because theirs broken, but see, just like factories. But this black piece right here is broke. And I got rid of all the ones I had. So in the middle of trying to get this thing started, I noticed it's reeks of fuel. And we are pouring fuel out down there. So it looks like I am going to have to clean the carb on this thing real quick and see if that gets us going. Cause like we'll start up, but it doesn't want to run on its own. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and just keep fighting with it and run the battery dead. So I'm gonna clean that carb real quick and see where that gets us. Luckily these Rangers are so easy to get to. Look at that janky crack. Cracked. Go ahead and pump some of this stanky fuel out of it. It's an orange can, so you can't really tell how yellowed it is, but even in the video, like that doesn't show how yellowed it is. And the fuel that's in this stinks. Let me just pump that out real quick. Oh, look at that, my bucket's cracked. Oh, I thought I trashed the cracked bucket. Dang it! Guess not. It's all right. A little gas on the floor didn't hurt nothing. Oh, man, make sure it's not siphoning. All right, and yeah, I did spray paint that front bumper. Yeah, I know, it's spray painted, but I'm pretty sure there's Bondo on the hood. All right, we cleaned the carburetor out on this thing. I took that out. It was poorly welded in. They welded it in place. You could see all the little dots where everything fell through. I don't know what to call that. We're gonna call it popcorn. All right. There we go. Got some fuel pumping into that carb. Gas is on. I'm gonna have to figure out what's up with that. It's obvious. The light's on before it even starts running. All right, we got low. All right, come on. Woo-wee! There we go. All right, so it's not related to the brake light because we actually get that light right there. So I'll have to figure out why that's on. Okay, and we're in gear. There we go. Now it's gonna be a little dark out here considering, well, we're coming into winter. And sometimes I gotta work it late into the night. I just want y'all to know, don't blame me. You can blame the American government. It's their fault for time change. Yeah, boy, she's all there too. Heck yeah. So, unfortunately, one thing I did notice as I was sitting here and just kind of letting it idle, and I killed it, made sure it started right back up, you know, making sure it runs pretty good. The starter bolt down there, try to see if I can zoom in on it. That rusty turd looking one is loose. Don't see that. I think I'm about to have to replace this whole starter to fix that. Because, see how that's loose in that? I don't know. All right, I got the bushings on the rear. I don't know where, oh yeah, I ended up getting that starter tightened up, so that's good to go as well. So everything mechanical-wise, we're good to go. I lost track of thought where I was doing here. Cosmetically, this isn't gonna be much. It's gonna be a cheaper unit because it's so ugly and it's a two-wheel drive. I need to wash it, but it's dark, it's cold, and my kids are asleep. So it's gonna have to wait till the morning. I don't wanna wake them up, but check it out. I pulled this out of here. And for those of you that are pretty young, this is what's called a CD player. Compact disc is what that stood for. You'd stick the little disc in this little slot right here, and it's like a big disc, and it would hold like, I don't know, you could burn CDs and have like 10 to 12, I think even maybe a little bit more songs, depending on the length of them, on it. But that's all you could listen to. You couldn't flip it over or anything. It was just one, bam. And so if you wanted to switch songs while you were cruising down the road in your car, you had to have this big old case of CDs. And you pull them out and you just slide it in there. And then if you had a really like fancy car, I'm not gonna call it a nice car, but some fancy that has some upgrades to it, there would be a 6-disc CD changer in the back, and you would have to get out of your car and go to the back and pop out this little cassette thingy, and you could stick 6 different discs in it. I never had one of those. Yeah, they had fancy radios that did the same thing. And this is a CD player for all you youngins. This is probably circa 2005. I wonder how old this radio really is. You could still buy CD players right now. I don't think you get it. If you buy a new truck, I don't think they come with them anymore. But I'll be damned. Oh, so close. Look. 10-4-06. So back tomorrow. Just got to get it washed, put these seat covers on. All right. So I don't know. I don't want to do too much with this paint and stuff. So I'm going to spray the tires with some super clean. I really like the way it takes the look out of the tire. I don't know, the dirty, I don't know, the best way to put it is it makes them look cleaner. Oh yeah, there it is. Look at that beauty. Is it a nice unit? No. I'm pretty sure they did Bondo on this hood. I'm pretty sure they tried to rhino line it. The way that looks and how rough that is, there's no way you could do that with spray paint like that. Especially over here, that's gotta be rhino liner. But it's got a decent set of tires, and honestly, it runs fantastic. I mean, honestly, if I had a whole nother body to swap onto this, I would, because this could easily be, with the current market right now, hunting season here, this should be a $3,000 unit. No problem. But in my opinion, in the shape that it's in, I think it's $2,200 quad at best. And even I think I'm reaching on that. I believe I have a buyer for it. For running driving Ranger, it's also 2-wheel drive, which kind of sucks. But it's not bad. You know, to somebody this would make a good unit. To me, not so much. Now, we're on to the next one. Time to get on to some Hondas. Today I gotta deal with some Hondas. I got that mower over there too. I don't know what I want to do with that. You know, it went from Polaris to now it's just Honda. There's a lot of Hondas in here. But this little sneak preview of, well, there's not gonna be a video on that one. That Foreman right there will probably be the video after this one. And the video, I don't know when I'll drop that one. That one right there, and that one right there. So that's the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos. Hondas. And I know how much y'all love Hondas, because every Honda video I've dropped has performed extremely well.